Welcome to Chamber Talk. My name is Heath Taylor. I'm the President and CEO at the Dublin-Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce, and I have with me today Ms. Beatrice Jarris and Mr. George Best with Premier Properties, and Beatrice is with the Dublin-Lawrence County Development Authority. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
We're going to discuss a very exciting new program that will be starting up soon in Dublin-Lawrence County, the Young Professionals Group. And Beatrice and George are here to share with us today a little bit more about that group. But before we discuss that group, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do here, Beatrice.
Well, as you mentioned, I am with the Dublin-Lawrence County Development Authority. I am the Marketing and Public Relations Coordinator. So I get a chance to, have a big, place in the community, and so part of community development is something that I'm very passionate about. So with this group, we're looking forward to, working with a lot of young professionals.
Okay, George?
Thank y'all for having us today. I work for Premier Properties of Dublin. I'm a realtor there. Got my license about a year ago, and I have enjoyed it thoroughly. It's great to be, involved with the community a lot more, and you really know what's going on as a real estate agent. So it's been fun to be involved.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about young professionals, and for our viewers today that don't know exactly, well, what is this group and what do they do? I mentioned to you guys earlier before we started that I was a part of a young professionals group in one of the chambers I worked at before, and they had a really polite way of saying, we think you maybe be in the mature professional group now. So talk to us a little bit and tell me, what are you looking for? What is a young professional?
Well, we try to stay in the 21 to 40-year-old range. Of course, if you're young at heart, that's all that matters.
I could still come in.
There you go. But yeah, we're looking for, you don't have to have any specific professional occupation, but if you're eager to help in the community and learn more about leadership in our community, then we'd love to have you.
Okay. And both of you, if I understand correctly, you have some sort of role in leadership with this group. Beatrice, what?
Yes. Well, I am we have a board of directors, and I am the vice president of the young professionals for this term. And George, he has sort of an interesting position. He's our director of philanthropy.
Okay.
So we have our president, Meg Greer. She's a local attorney. Brittany Weingartner, she works with TJS Dana. She's our marketing coordinator. Brandy Dykes, who also works with TJS Dana, she is our treasurer and secretary. Nora Rodriguez with My Coffee Shop, she is our marketing coordinator. And Lindsay Black, she is the marketing VP at the hospital at Fairview. She came from the Augusta Young Professionals, and so she has been a great help to us kind of getting started, and has a lot of ideas and has kind of, given us the little push that we needed to make a formal, organization.
Okay. Right.
So she's our board member at large. And we also have a few ambassadors around town, those that want to be involved but don't necessarily have the time commitment to be on the executive board. Their job is to just kind of go out around town and represent the young professionals organization, and, try to get more members and just kind of speak to what we want to do in the community.
Okay, so 21 to 40, and you guys have an executive committee of about 7 young professionals that's going to lead and guide this group and be the governing body. And you've actually, I think you told me you filed for your filing status and to have your own organization.
Exactly. We recently filed our 501c3, so we are a nonprofit organization. So that, when it comes to sponsorships, that's great, because a lot of companies can write that off in the future. But our purpose is definitely not to make a profit, but we do need some funds to function as an organization and to finance the programs that we want to finance. So that's our status right now. And,
okay.
we're very excited to kind of take it on and see where we can go with it.
It sounds like you guys are off to a great start. We're going to
Yeah.
take a quick commercial break and come back and continue our discussion. So.
If you're considering buying or selling property in Middle Georgia, the Kite Law Firm is dedicated to providing you with a professional and very comfortable real estate closing experience. Emily Kite has over a decade of successful real estate practice in our community. The Kite Law Firm specializes in residential and commercial real estate closings. Log on to kitelawfirm.com or call 275-4572 today. The Kite Law Firm, located on the second floor of the historical Fred Roberts Hotel in the heart of downtown Dublin.
Welcome back to Chamber Talk. We're having a great conversation with George and Beatrice of the Dublin-Lawrence County Young Professionals Group. George or Beatrice, either one of you, talk to me a little bit about your events that you have, your programs that you have planned for the young professionals.
We're going to try to touch two different areas. We're going to, of course, have the social aspect to network and learn about each other and gain new contacts and friends through business. And also we want to touch on, we have so many leaders right here in our community. We would love to, gain some knowledge from them. We'd be silly not to take advantage of that. So we want to get some of the leaders in the community come speak to us and give us some, how they grew up as young professionals and how we can put ourselves in a better position.
So any of our leaders, any community leaders that are out there today that are watching this program, we would love for you to get in touch with George or Beatrice and share your expertise with them and with the young professional group. So my understanding, maybe 1 month you have a social event, networking, after hours type thing, and then the next event may be a lunch and learn, to say,
Right.
or
Yes,
something, maybe
exactly.
along those lines.
Exactly. So our first kickoff event is actually May 12th.
May 12th.
Thursday. So I think that's maybe 3 weeks away.
Okay.
And it'll be at the Carnegie Library downtown in front of the theater. And we will have the president of the Augusta Young Professionals, I'm sorry, I drew a blank on the name. He will be coming.
Sean Frampton.
Sean, yes, correct, thank you. He's coming to talk to us about getting started as a young professional and what the importance of a young professionals organization for a community and the importance for its members. What does a member benefit from a young professional?
And a great idea. Good job on your part to bring Sean here.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sean and I worked with him previously, and they have a dynamic group there in Augusta.
Right.
And so he will be a great mentor to you to help get this program started here. If you would, one more time, Beatrice, the time and the date and the place for our viewers.
The first event will be Thursday, May 12th at 6 p.m. at the Carnegie Library downtown.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yes, and so we will have Sean speak. We will have, lighter d'oeuvres and drinks. It is at no charge, the first event.
Okay.
But in the future, as we grow our membership, we will ask for a $50 membership fee from our members.
Okay, and that
for
was
the year.
my next
Yeah.
question. If one of you would share a little bit about recruitment. Do you have to be a member of a professional organization or anything? What are the costs involved? Does the organization pay the cost? Does the individual, does it matter? Talk to me a little bit about recruiting your young professionals.
We hope the $50 fee, that's going to include, we hope to do a rewards type program. If you are a young professional, we hope to get some local businesses to take part in like a rewards card system. So say we go to the coffee shop at Nora's and show our young professionals card, we may get 10% off or
Great idea.
something like that. So the $50 does go to, a good bit of setting up events and getting ready for events and that sort of thing, but I think it'll be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you pay your $50 and you're in the group, then I'm assuming when you have these monthly gatherings and things like that, would there be maybe a $10 fee or anything for those, or does that $50 cover you for the year?
It depends on the event. We are
Some
Like
of the
with-
events
yeah.
will be
Yes,
sponsored.
And some,
and some
okay.
for our, like George was saying earlier, we're touching two bases with
Right.
our events, our social events and our professional development events. So the social events, we will more than likely have an additional fee. I mean, but it wouldn't be any more over than $20. But to your question earlier, so it's 50 years for membership for the $50
$50.
for the year, and that can be paid by your employer, by yourself. I mean, you do not have to be
Aunt, uncle, cousin.
Right.
anybody.
Just-
Grandma.
However, exactly, however you want to finance that, that's up to you. And if you don't necessarily want to be, go through your employer, come individually, that's fine as well. Like
Okay.
we said, you don't have to have a specific profession or career,
And-
position.
Okay, sponsorships for you guys. What type of sponsorship are you looking for? What's the perk or the benefit for your sponsor?
So anything. We have different levels of sponsorship, and you can go on our website is youngprofessionalsdlc.com, and there we'll have our list of levels of sponsorships. But the lowest level is just a friend to the young professionals, and that can be anyone who maybe your company can't donate $200 or $500, but maybe you personally would like to donate $100 or $50 or something. We take any levels of sponsorship, and those the benefits to the sponsor. The higher level ones would probably be businesses, so they will get a certain number of memberships along with their sponsorship. They will get advertisement on the certain event if they sponsor a specific event, on our website, on all of our communication materials. So you'll get some benefits out of that. So, but mainly, we want businesses to see the organization as a benefit for their employees, for their professional development,
Okay.
and the development of the city. Of the
So do you
community.
guys right now, do you have and I don't know what term you would use for it, but I would say a title sponsor, somebody that's come in and said, hey, I want to put $2,500 or $5,000 behind this program, make my name the title sponsor, and anywhere you go, anything you do, include us? Do you have someone like that, or
Not-
it's a great opportunity for anyone watching today
Yes.
if
That's
you
right.
don't? So,
Not yet.
We have had a couple of people do very good donations. Fairview and American Cancer Society.
And
So we're
DJS Dana as well.
right. So we have had some very good donations, and we'll be doing a lot of advertising for them. But we do want an anchor sponsor.
Yes.
That kind of takes on the program and really helps us out a good bit.
okay, and maybe a company or an industry that would allow you guys to come there and do some mentoring and,
Right.
and
Yes,
job shadowing
definitely.
and things like that in the future, maybe?
Oh
Right.
yes, definitely.
Okay, fantastic. We're going to take one more short break, and then we'll come back and wrap up our program.
Shopping for Chevys is fun, friendly, and fast at Dublin Chevrolet. Get a 2016 Malibu or Cruze at 2015 prices. Dublin Chevrolet, the only dealer you will ever need.
Welcome back to Chamber Talk. George, Beatrice, thank you again for joining us today. You guys, it sounds like you're off to a great start with your program here. Right before we went to the commercial, we mentioned briefly maybe a company, a sponsor, having some mentoring programs and things like that. Do you guys have anything particular or any target industry or business that you would like to see that maybe you, from talking to your peers, folks could use some help learning a little more about, especially locally?
Well, we of course want to focus on the industry that has the most young professionals would be the most ideal partner. And the school system has a lot of the young professionals. So we've been trying to talk with the Lawrence County and Dublin City school systems, and hopefully, go to some of their PTA events and get the word out there. But any industry with young professionals that we really can tap into, that would be great.
Okay.
And one of our, I guess, ideas behind forming the Young Professionals Program is to help the industries, whether it's the hospital, the school systems, manufacturers, recruit more young professionals.
Right. It kind of adds,
Exactly.
that they can say, well, we've got this program, they have a good time, so, this is it's kind of attractive for people out of
A
town.
recruiting tool.
Right,
Exactly.
to look in Dublin.
Exactly. So we want, every company, every business to use us, as an example as to why, someone should choose Dublin Lawrence County when it
Sure.
comes to, looking for a job.
And even with you guys in economic development, it's a
Yes,
great thing to
definitely,
tell
for
people
sure.
that are considering Dublin Lawrence County, hey, we got a great
Exactly.
group of young professionals here. As a realtor, I'm sure, and in that type of business, to be able to tell people, certainly you would want to come to Dublin Lawrence County. We got a strong
Exactly.
group
Right.
contingency here of young professionals, and we're active and involved. And speaking of being active and involved in the community, any events outside of industry and manufacturing, maybe some community involvement? Any plans to do any extracurricular activities or anything outside of just business and industry for the community?
Yeah, we hope to. We've been talking a lot with the Downtown Development Authority, Tara Bradshaw, Joshua Kite, and we are hoping to kind of focus a lot of our events downtown because it's been so, it's the up and coming place in Dublin now, and the Bragg event, bike ride across Georgia. They'll be staying at Stubbs Park, and we'll be putting on a movie in the park, outside movie theater, and we hope to team up with the Downtown Development Authority, and put that on. We have talked about maybe taking on the Shamrock Drop for New Year's, maybe in the next couple years if we can build up some members.
Okay, so we got to be careful. I think what I'm hearing you guys say, though, is if there's an organization or a nonprofit that could use some help, you guys may have some available ready hands
Right.
to go to work and help.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
We are looking for events to help publicity-wise for us and to help the
Promote
other.
their cause.
Right.
Exactly.
Fantastic. A little separate maybe from the young professional group, but I think would be a relative question. And I want to ask each one of you individually, as a young professional, and it's great we have the two of you here today, as a female young professional, Beatrice, what do you think are some struggles or some challenges that you face as a young professional that maybe the seasoned veteran or something doesn't have to deal with?
That's a very
You didn't get to
interesting
study for that
question.
one,
No,
did
I
you?
did not. That's a very interesting question. Well,
You think maybe
guess-
just being respected in the
Yes,
profession
I think,
sometime because you
well,
haven't been doing it for 20 years? or-
exactly. And I grew up in Dublin, so and I've been back for almost 2 years now. So I think it's kind of been a little bit difficult, and I'm sure George feels kind of the same way in a way. It's been difficult being seen as a professional rather than, the kid I was in high school or middle school, So that's been sort of a little interesting, and I think that's why one of the reasons I wanted to, start up the organization, to have a venue for us, for the young professionals to kind of, to be able to meet each other.
Right.
That's another thing. I feel like our young professionals are very kind of locked in,
So maybe you could share some of your struggles and some of your
Exactly.
successes, but a
Yeah.
challenge might be that you know what you can bring to the table, but sometimes it's hard to get that
Pushed to the
potential
side.
employee or
Yeah.
something to realize the potential and what you can bring
Right.
to the table there.
Exactly.
So-
And so, a lot of, business owners and the leaders in the community are my parents' age, and so I say this a lot, but, or they're my classmates' parents. So, I think there's a gap there where it's still not, we're still not necessarily viewed as professionals per
So
se.
you think maybe that this group, and by them coming together and meeting regular and discussing these things and talking to these folks that have been in the business and around the business, they can share some things with you to say, Beatrice, you know, maybe do this way. Maybe this
Definitely,
will
yes.
help you good.
And
Yes.
too, the fact that we are setting this up and going into the community and trying to make this a very lasting group, I think that shows that we are serious about being young professionals.
Well, and tell me, George, from your perspective and in your industry, which is, you know, quite different from what Beatrice does every day, do you see any struggles or challenges for young males or females in the industry that you're in?
I agree. I think the biggest part is just being taken seriously. Another aspect is just having the confidence, gaining confidence through the years to be able to talk to people and talk to older generations, because you can learn so much from them, but you can't be scared to talk to them. You have to get out there and set up meetings to go meet with them, and you know, really be eager to learn.
Well, I want to say how proud I am of both of you, and I know both of you, and you, to me, you are well respected in this community,
that.
and
Thank
for
you.
what both of you do and for what you bring to the table. I believe that's probably why you were elected to be in the leadership roles that you're in. And I want you to know you have the full support of the Chamber of Commerce, and anything that we can do to help you guys
Thank
going
you.
forward. I hope our viewers out there today would be in support of you. And I want to just wrap up briefly. If you guys have a message, maybe a 1 minute, something you would want to say to our viewers today.
Well, we would appreciate any type of support, whether it's moral, you know, financial. It's great.
Prayers?
Yes, prayers.
Definitely.
Any type of support that
Always.
you can give us, we greatly appreciate it. And if you want to know a little bit more about us and our events, you can, like I said, mentioned earlier, our website is youngprofessionalsdlc.com, and you can also look for us on Facebook at Young Professionals of Dublin-Lawrence County.
Okay, George?
We hope to see everyone out there, and hopefully this is a beneficial event for everyone. And if you need to buy a house, give me a call.
There you go. George, Beatrice, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, best of luck with the young professionals. And I want to remind you, thank you for joining in today first. And remind everyone it's always a great day for business in Dublin-Lawrence County.